guys, it's Katie, and we are not in The Sims 4, we are in The Sims 4 Studio again today. So I'm going to show you how to do a simple recolor of clothing objects. So the first thing you'll want to do is you'll want The Sims 4 Studio, and you'll go to Create Cast Standalone and Cast. So loading, apparently. Okay, so we are going to go, I'm just going to do female, part type, and then we're going to do a clothing top. So there are like two kind of types of recolors. There's like actual like recoloring of the clothing, and there's like adding like an image or something to a piece of clothing. So I'm going to show you how to do both of those. So we're going to start with this white button down. So we're going to click it, and then press next. And we're going to save this as button up, and save. And it should save to my desktop. Yep, right there. And so we have the mesh here. Now we just want the texture, so we're going to export the texture. Button up. We're going to save it, and it's right there. So now we are going to go into Photoshop, and I'm going to File, open the file from our desktop here, and there it is. So it's all in its glory. I don't know but I don't like it. So here it is, in its glory. It's just, since this one is just white, it's very easy to do recolor. So say we want to make this like, I'll make it like a dark blue color. So then I'm going to just use the rectangle tool, and we're going to make, I guess I didn't want to use blue. We're going to make a blue rectangle like that. Now obviously this just covered up the whole thing. We can press enter to make it like officially. So now what we need to do is we need to do Control-Alt-G. This is for a PC, by the way. I mentioned how to do it on a Mac in my other video. I believe it's Command-Alt-G. I think it's like the same thing, just with the command button. And so now it creates a clipping mask, which means that the layer will only go over the areas that are there. Now it's just a solid color, and it doesn't have like the original texture. So we're going to lower the opacity to really whatever you want to like. So I'm going to do like 70. I think that's good. So this is the opacity. Now we're going to File, Save As. I'm going to save it as blue button up. And you got, now this is the important part, you got to save it as a PNG file because it needs to save the transparency, and that's how in PNG file will save the transparency, so we'll save. And now let's go back into Sims 4 Studio with our chart still open. So now we'll click Import, and we'll choose the texture. And as you can see, it imported the texture. It's blue, and what we wanted. I'm gonna just close it. I'm smart. I'm so smart. We're gonna open back up again, and we're gonna go Cast. And now I'm gonna show you another one where, for example, if it didn't come in white, because obviously not everything comes in a white swatch, so that can be a problem for some things. So the first thing I personally will choose like the lightest color, so like this one. We'll click next, and we'll save it as tank, like a tank top. Okay, we'll save it. Now we need to export the texture. Very good, Katie. Okay. So tank top. Now it's opened up. Now we'll go back into Photoshop and we'll File, Open, and we will open up the texture. So what we want to do here is we want to like lighten it, and we want to make it like grayscale basically. So at least on a PC, you'll do Control U, or not in the right tool, sorry. Let's just Control U, and that will open up the hue and saturation. So we're gonna turn. You want to like control the. Oh, no, not the lightness. Cancel. Sorry, I was messing with the wrong thing. I'm very, very intelligent. I was messing with the wrong thing. You want to go in saturation, and you want to turn it down, and that'll make it pretty close to what you want. You might want to lighten it a little bit, just to get it closer to being an actual white. You will want to take the saturation all the way down, and lightness you'll want to vary. Now, this is another way that you can recolor it is by changing the hue, obviously. So we can just drag the hue up here, and that will also change. So that's another way that you can change the color. And you can do that with like the white one too. So like if we go back to this one and we delete that layer, we do Control U, we can just change the hue. And that will change it. Now, because it's white, it's obviously going to stay pretty pastel-y. Now, if we say, let's go back into the Sims Source View and then cancel. And let's choose a just like a darker color, like a black. And so we'll go black button up. Okay, we'll save it. We'll export the mesh or the texture. Run that. Save. No, it's a PNG. Black button. I don't know. Enter. Okay, now it saves it. So now we'll go File, Open, and we'll open it up. Now Control U, and now obviously this is going to become like a darker version of it. Now if you change the lightness and you brighten it up a bit, the color will become a little bit more obvious. And same with like if you up the saturation, but you don't want to up it too much because as you can see like here, just like it's all like weird and pixely. You don't want it too high, but because some colors it just doesn't work. Like darker colors, the higher saturation will work. But now if we go back to the white one, and we Control U to get back to the hue. Once again, if we bring up the saturation, it will be more vibrant. But that's just another way that you can do recolors. Now, when you want to make sure that like when you import the new mesh back in, you make sure you click Save, and you can like change the swatch colors and the thumbnails, import catalog textures, and then you can change the name and save it. So simple, easy. Yeah. Now let's cancel here. Now I'm going to show you just like real quickly. So I'm gonna choose just this white one next, and we'll just say white. Wow, I'm good spelling. I don't know if it's shirt. It's a shirt, right? Yeah. So we're gonna export the texture. Right. Shirt. Sorry, I just cracked my knuckles. Now we'll go back into Photoshop. File, open, and where is it? Okay. Now if we zoom in here. Now if we want to add like a image or a decal to it, so let's go to my Sims icons. So lovely folder. Let's go to, I don't know, Studio Living. And say you want like this basketball on the shirt. So let's just drag and drop it wherever you want it to be. Press enter. You do that. Now say you want like a full body image. Let's see if I Let's just go in here and just grab, okay, we're just going to grab this thumbnail image, though, despite the fact that you probably don't want this as your, also a hint, if you press shift, it'll keep proportions, your image, so if you're trying to, like, size it up or scale it down to, like, fit, that's how you do it, and then you just, you do the same thing and you create a clipping mask, so Control Alt G, and oh, I created it for the wrong layer. So Control Alt G, and it creates a clipping mask, so it'll fit over just the mesh. Now, this doesn't keep the texture. You can once again lower the opacity to keep the texture if you so desire, but you don't really, if you really want to keep the texture of the image that you have, or you don't have to if you're just going to have it like on like the front panel and the rest is like the same or whatever. But yeah, so that was my super official tutorial on how to do this. I thought I did this like a while ago, but I never did, so yeah. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!